Hey, what's up everyone, Instinct here, and as for today we're going to give you 5 drills you can do at home with Airsoft in order for you to improve your shooting skills. But before we dive into that, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell button so you don't miss out any of our new content. Visit ReconBrothers.com for our awesome monthly quality giveaways, and go have a look at our shop, shop.ReconBrothers.com, for your quality tactical needs. So, why do you want to do drills? Well, firstly, this allows you to create muscle memory, which will allow you to do a movement without thinking too much. Doing these things frequently will allow you to speed up the process, but keep in mind, it's not about doing them fast, it's about doing them correctly. The pace will build up itself automatically in time. The drills we will teach you today were given to us by former Special Forces Instructor Delta. Important to notice is that these drills will also improve your skills with real firearms as well. But please notice that if you're doing these drills with an airsoft gun, you want to use a GBB system. This because the functions of the GBB systems are as close as possible to a firearm. Now, let's get over to our first drill. Obviously, this one has to be in our list, because if you don't know how to do this instinctively, you are already lost. For this there are two methods. You have the Israeli and the US method. The US method is based on having a projectile in the chamber, so you don't have to rack your gun when drawing it. On the other hand, the Israeli method is based on having no projectile in the chamber, so you still have to rack the gun when drawing it. To give you a comparison, the Israeli method is used when you find yourself in non-hostile territory. It is considered to be safer because shit can always happen. The US method is used when you expect enemies, so we suggest to train both. Above drawing, transitioning between your primary and secondary is also something you need to practice on a regular basis. The best way to do this is with all your gear on, so you immediately notice what might obstruct you. When training your drawing, do mind the body positioning, your footwork and the grip on your gun. Also important to notice is the way you initiate the drill. You won't always be expecting a threat, so you won't always be in a combat ready position. So we also suggest you to train it that way. Now let's go over to our second drill. Trigger control is one of the basic skills that will greatly improve the way you shoot. Here the essence is to remain in contact with the trigger and only go as far as needed to reset it. This can be noticed by its click. Please notice that for most airsoft guns, the trigger reset is different when gas is in the system, so I recommend you to train with gas-filled magazines. Here the importance of a gas blowback system comes to mind, as most electric guns don't have that clear trigger reset point. Of course, the goal is to reduce the time between each shot taken, either to keep heads down or double tap your enemies for a secure hit. Now let's go over to our third drill. Getting your sights lined up between you and the target is something that needs to become automatic. The faster you'll be able to do this, the more likely you'll be the one taking the first shot. This can be done by starting in various positions, for example the low and high ready. Now important to notice is that you also train this with your optic as well as with your backup iron sight, because if your optic fails you, you still need to be able to do it. A pro tip to become even faster and remain situational awareness as well is to shoot with both eyes open, instead of closing an eye. This might require you to do some eye dominance training, but in practice this makes a huge difference. That said, let's go over to the fourth drill. Reloading is something that can be perfectly practiced with a gas blowback system. This is because the functions are exactly the same as with a firearm. For this, the tactical and speed reload need to become second nature, and repetition is the key to become better at them. A good tip to keep in mind is that gas magazines don't like to receive shocks, or they might start leaking. For this, you best position yourself above a table with some pillows to reduce the shocks. Also, mag pulls will reduce the shock, which is useful if you're doing a speed reload on concrete, for example, and that is a golden rule for you GBBR users out there. Now let's jump over to the last drill of this video. Body movements are essential for shooting, because they maximize your stability, reduce the chance of falling, and they make it harder for an opponent to hit you. This might sound simple, but moving correctly without the need of thinking about it requires some repetition. Important to notice is your body positioning, your footwork and the positioning of your gun. For this you can make rotations going to left, right, 180 degrees, go from standing to kneeling to prone and back, and you can also add your drawing, aiming and dry firing to that as well. So these were our 5 drills of today. If you want to know how to do them step by step, go have a look at the video links in the description down below. Thanks for watching, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, and we'll see you next week. And only go as far as needed to reset it. You'll hurt. Reloading is something that can be perfectly practiced with a gas blowback system. Above drawing is to shoot with both eyes open instead of closing one. This will allow you to equate an immune.